Sisters, brothers, siblings in the Episcopal Church in Northern Indiana, grace and peace be with you in Jesus, our crucified and risen Savior. Greetings from the temporary offices of the diocese. Canon Adrian and Canon Terry and I just returned from 3 days of work and facilitation and conversation in the province with other dioceses and diocesan leaders around the area of being more intentional in becoming beloved community. Most of you, I'm sure, know that we've been engaging in this important work for more than a year, and the labyrinth is the symbol that they've used, and there are four sort of key areas of how we enter into this important work. The first is to tell the truth. The second is to look for ways to repair the breach. The third is the way to practice God's way of love manifest in Jesus. And the fourth way is to proclaim God's dream. What might our community look like from God's perspective? So at this point, I'd like to invite Canon Adrian and Canon Terry to share their particular learnings from our time together there.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful time for me. First of all, just to be away from my office and catch up in such a beautiful environment, the woods and the gardens and the animals. That was so wonderful. About our time together in the workshop and conversations, I could highlight 3 things I learned from our time there. One was the consciousness raising about becoming beloved community. That was not perceived the same way by everybody, but by sharing and coming together, we rose up the issues about becoming beloved community and how could we approach that topic in our parishes. Second, I noticed that there was a sort of anger for social injustice. That's key. That means that we are paying attention to how people in our communities and neighborhoods are struggling with daily life, and how could we come in and be supportive and live with them as they struggle the life they are in. Third, was also noticeable that there is passion for cultural change. That was highlighted first from our facilitators' presentations when they talked about identity and behaviors. So as a church, we have an identity. And how do we show our identity from within? By living the gospel we are preaching, which is the behaviors. So those are the 3 things I was able to take from our conversation at that conference and workshop.
Thank you, Ken.
Another thing that was really palpable in the room was the energy around collaborating on this important work, not only as a single project in our conscious raising, but also as a way of informing all of the work that we do. And so we have covenanted with the other dioceses in Province 5 to come together to share best practices, ideas, and loving support as a learning community. So that, for example, those of us who have positions that are unique within our diocese but replicated across several dioceses can share our ideas about how we're becoming beloved community in our individual work, so that when we're doing special projects, we can share ideas about what worked, what didn't, what other approaches might be available. And we have agreed that we will come back together regularly to share ideas so that we aren't working in competition with each other, but sharing our love for each other as we do this difficult work.
I want to thank you both for the time and the good gifts you bring to this important effort, really, which is life transforming for all of us. Mm-hmm. And thank you, sisters and brothers, siblings, for your walking with us and the courage that you've manifest in participating in this important initiative for us throughout the church in Northern Indiana. Grace and peace be with you.